Hey, 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 I am back, y'all. I'm back. 2 nights in a row. I know y'all shocked. I know y'all shocked. I know it. I know y'all shocked. But I told you I was coming back. And the reason why I'm coming back, because I have another great guest for you tonight. I have a wonderful young lady who is making history in Alabama. She's a dance educator, she's a choreographer, she's an entrepreneur, and I'm just going to bring her right on to the screen. Her name is Laquangela Lester. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. Welcome.
Thank
Good
you.
to
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be
good to
here.
have
Thank you so
you.
much.
I am so excited to have you. I'm gonna do a little maintenance right quick. I'm gonna share it to a couple places to make
Okay.
sure people can see you because I don't want anybody to miss this because you have a lot to say. I've read your bio and of course I've talked to you too, which was even better. 'Cause your bio was great, but I wanted to talk to you. So, first of all, what I want you to do is go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into dance.
Yes, absolutely. So I am from Opelika, Alabama, and I knew that I wanted to dance when I was young. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if everybody used to watch the ice skating Olympics, and then you got to
Hmm.
Christy Yamaguchi. So
Hmm.
I started out wanting to be an ice skater, but of course, in Opelika, we don't have ice skating. So I went to the other part, which was close to that, which is dance. I love the elegant and the the pulled up, the royalty of it. And
Hmm.
I wanted to embody that and I wanted to learn more about it. So I started digging and doing research and stuff like that. And that's when I found ballet dance. I wanted to learn more about that. So I danced a little when I was younger. My grandparents are actually the were the providers of dance for me. They paid for it, dropped me off, took me there, made sure I made it to every dance recital. And then from there, I knew that in high school, I wanted to continue this as a career. I wanted to further study it.
Hmm.
So my plan was to go try out for Joffrey Ballet and
Okay.
Juilliard, but
Hmm.
the parent, my grandmother was like, you ain't going that far. That
The
Southern girl,
coin stop
like,
here.
yeah, you go somewhere around here. So my aunt introduced me to Alabama State University, and
Okay.
that's where I started to cultivate my whole dance experience and my how I learned how to move and stuff. And I learned about Black dance, which is something that's super important, especially in this area. It's known up north, it's known in the East Coast and the West Coast, but in the southern states, is not something that a lot of Black people know about. And so that's kind of what cultivated me into pushing towards that art form. I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to dance in Alvin Ailey. I wanted to be a complexions dancer, a lines dancer. So as I pushed through that, I started teaching at studios locally here in Montgomery, Alabama. I was teaching at multiple studios at one time, as a college student. That's
Hmm.
something that I realized that I can do. I was like, hey, I can make money
That's
doing
right.
something I love and studying it at the same time. So I pushed to that, got to doing some studio stuff. I traveled. I went to overseas to Italy and I learned
Hmm.
many different styles of contemporary and ballet dance and modern dance. Dug into some jazz and musical theater. And then I just wanted to continue to grow in that in my mind. So I know that I wanted to pour this into my students. So I kept traveling and, I attended so many conferences and I've been in the room with Alvin Ailey dancers. I've been in spaces with complexion dancers. I've met Debbie Allen, all of these well known
Hmm.
people in this industry. I've
Hmm.
been a part to be in those spaces. So I'm super grateful and I appreciate that. because it helped me grow as an artist and as
Oh
an
yeah,
educator.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So and so here I am now. I cultivated SCAD to help bring Black dance to this area and show what it can be about. I sat down, and it was during COVID when we opened, because we opened in 2020, and it was
Mhm.
right after
Wait
the
a minute, wait a
shutdown.
minute. Don't go too far. Don't go
Okay,
too far. Don't go too
okay,
far.
I get excited.
I know, I can tell. You all excited about it. Because you live and breathe it. I can tell. You live and breathe it.
Yes,
I understand. So
absolutely.
I was like, don't go too far. Okay. I want you to cycle back a little bit. You talked
Mhm.
about being in these great you had these great opportunities to be around these great dance companies, these great people in dance. Tell me how being with those people, what were the biggest takeaways you took from those experiences?
My biggest takeaway that I took from the experience is that even though I'm not dancing professionally next to them, it
Mm-hmm.
was the fact that I'm still able to gain and learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
So the takeaway from that was like, I don't have to have this resume of dancing professionally with these well-renowned companies in the United States. Like, just the fact that I'm in the space with them and I'm
Right.
learning the same stuff that they're learning, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just getting all of that poured into me that I can return back home with. That
Mm-hmm.
was the big, huge, like, accomplishment for me there. And
Yeah.
so just having that and being able to project this all throughout this area, to Montgomery, Alabama, to my students, that right there is what I realized, like, hey, this is my calling. This is what God put me in these spaces to do. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't put me in the space to be that dancer in that company, that professional dancer. He put me in these spaces because he had a mission for me to
Yeah.
pour into these students. And so that was my takeaway.
What I really like about that is you said, God put you in that space to pour into the children. He put you there to solve a problem in your community. Something something that wasn't there. And he used and what I love about he used your passion. And a lot of people we always think about what are we supposed to do? What is my purpose? It's usually attached to your passion, that thing that you have the most love for,
Mhm.
and you would do it for free because you
Yeah.
love it so much. And
Yes,
because you love it so much as part of your purpose, God is providing through that opportunity with you. I love
absolutely.
it. I love it. I love that. Now, you tried to move ahead, move a little further ahead, and I wanted to go. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you are the first African American in your community to open a classical training facility. Let's talk about that. How did you do that?
So, like I said, with this background of mine, I knew that there was something in this area that was missing, that I felt like the community needed to see, and
Mm-hmm.
they needed to have that exposure to. So during COVID, we were in a shutdown moment. Now, mind you, all the jobs are shut down. That means I don't teach. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I have one of my best friends she owns her own marketing company in Atlanta, Georgia. She does such a great job.
Mm-hmm.
She and I sat there, and she didn't just push me, she really threw me into it and was like, you need to open your own. We finna do this right now. This is how much it takes, and we're gonna just go step by step by step and let God just lead the pathway and have faith in it. So that's when I opened SCAD. I was a little nervous because it was COVID. A lot of people didn't want to come around other people. So
Mm-hmm.
there was that whole thing. But I made it happen. I had classes that were available for in person, and I also had virtual classes.
Mm-hmm.
So people had the option to choose what they wanted to do. And
Mm-hmm.
so with that, I wanted to take SCAD in a route of, we want to train, give them the highest quality of training. And that's in ballet, jazz, tap, acro, everything, modern dance. And we want to expose them and let them know these are other companies that look like us that has all these different size bodies that still you can keep this passion going. You can make your coins while doing this, travel and see the world and all of that. And then not only just that, you can use this art form to pay for college.
Yes.
You can use this art form to get those scholarships and be where you need to be.
Yeah.
So I wanted to really show Montgomery, Alabama, this part of dance. This is Black dance. This is what it looks like, and this is where it can take your child. So that was my whole mission with it, and we've done all of that plus more. But I'm not gonna go too deep into
Okay.
it. I
Okay.
know we'll get there, but yeah, that was my thing, and here I am. This is our 5th year.
Mm-hmm.
We've been open. And so we're celebrating that year because 5 years, I mean, through the trials and tribulations, we still here. And we're still exposing and doing exactly what the mission is. And the mission is expanding every single year. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna take you back a little bit in that you in your when you were talking about it, you said you were doing virtual dance.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
tell me about that. How did you how productive is the virtual dance versus actually being in the classroom?
So the virtual dance, it still gives you the opportunity to still take class and be a part of a class. The only difference is that you don't get that hands-on training.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's something that I need to fix within your body or correct, then you have to take my verbalizations and apply
Mm-hmm.
the correction versus me coming and actually coming with my physical hands and placing you in those positions or the proper way of doing things. So, with everything going that route at that time, that was all we had. And
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of professional artists got to a point where, they had to take class virtually to stay on top of their technique so that they can
Mm-hmm.
stay in shape. And if this surpasses, then they still can get jobs and they can be booked.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the
Okay.
only difference, but it still helps you to stay on task with your technique and
Mm-hmm.
continue training. Don't just sit down and let it go. Because you take a day off from dance, it's like taking a whole year off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's something else that you said that tried to scribble my question down so I wouldn't lose it.
Mhm.
So in this process, as you were opening up your school, can you tell me about the biggest challenge you had that you had to really rely on God to get you through to push you to the next level so you could get it done?
The biggest challenge, honestly, is trying to educate parents on
Mm,
this, because coming from a background, dance is a discipline. You come in class, it's all you can compare it to military. You have to
mm,
have a certain look, you have to present yourself a certain way, you have to speak a certain way. And so I know there's a lot of other styles that people know of, but they only know that to be the style of our community. But it's
right,
like trying to educate them and say, well, that's something too, but there's also these other things that we also know how to do. And we
right.
present. So that right there was a challenge because I did Nutcracker. I presented the first all black Nutcracker. But the one question I always got asked was, are you going to do it like Debbie Allen? I said, no.
Oh,
I
wow.
said, we're going to keep the classical form with all of these black bodies on stage to show that we can do both.
Yeah.
Okay. We can do the hip hop and the jazzy kind, but we also can keep the classical form too. So trying to educate the community and educate the parents and help
Hmm.
them navigate through this different type of dance that they've never seen before, that was
Hmm.
the biggest challenge for me. And I'm still working through that to this day.
Yeah,
So,
because I know the other things, and I of course I enjoy them all, but I know those other things are getting a lot more visibility with our community versus what you would see with the Misty Copelands.
yes, Absolutely.
It
Absolutely.
gets a lot more exposure. So I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I was just curious about that.
Yeah.
For those of you who are just joining, this is Laquangela Lester. She's called by Quan too, so it depends on if I can get her name. If I mess her name up, I'll call her Quan. But she is from. Say it again, because I can't even repeat. I can't even say the name. I can't. With the Alabama, what part of Alabama are you from?
Opelika.
Opelika.
It's
Opelika.
if
Is
I
that
say
near Montgomery?
Auburn, it's right. You know Auburn, Alabama?
Yes.
Same thing.
Okay. Opelika. I just never heard.
Opelika.
I was like, I have never heard of that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but she's in Alabama near Auburn. I
Yes.
call it that. And she is a dance educator. She teaches in a dance magnet program with the school.
Mhm.
What's the name of the school you're teaching at currently?
Booker T. Washington Magnet High School.
Okay, so she's at a Magnet High School teaching dance there, and
Mhm.
she is the first African American who has a classical training dance company in her city, and we're excited about that. And I was talking to her before we came on. Even though we are in the Charlotte market, this goes to multiple different people. You never know. There are opportunities for her. Maybe you have a dance studio, those of you that are watching, and you may need someone who has had all this wonderful training with these wonderful people. She's done some things with Misty Copeland, Debbie Allen, the Alvin Ailey Dance. She's done all kinds of stuff. So she
Mhm.
would be a great resource if you needed a guest choreographer to come in to teach. So think about that. Don't just get caught up in the fact that she's in Alabama. She is a resource that can be used in a different capacity. So I'm just putting that plug out there for her.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're
And I know
welcome.
there aren't a lot of Horton teachers. I specialize in Horton technique. That's
And
what
can
I
you
was taught
explain
in
that?
my
What's
undergrad.
that?
So Horton is one of the forms of modern. It was cultivated by Lester Horton, in
Mm-hmm.
which a lot of companies like Alvin Ailey and Dallas Black, Dance Theater Harlem, they train their dancers in that form as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of familiarity. Like if you go and see how they train in that, and then you go and watch Alvin Ailey perform on stage, there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff that that's replicated from that they put on stage.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to take an opportunity. I know you have some events and some things that you have available, so I'm gonna bring this screen up for me. Let me switch to
Yes.
the first screen. Okay, I know. So tell us about this event right here.
So this event, we want to give parents a break. And what better way to do it than to drop them off at a dance studio where they're not going to just dance. They're going to have fun. We got activities for them to do. We're going to keep them in tune with every single activity that we have going on. We feed them. And all we charge is $25 per kid just for you. Drop them off. You can do whatever you want to do and just pick them back up at that pickup time. So we're offering this September 21st. If you want to register for that, click the QR code and it'll take you straight to the registration site, and we'll have you down and we'll be excited to have you.
And I made sure I put up your information that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen for those of you who'd like to get in touch with her about this event or anything, or that guest choreographer. Please
Mhm.
contact her there. She has a couple other things. If you could talk about that, I'm interested in the free trial class. How about that?
Yes. So a lot of people are they get uncertain about if their child will like it or not. So any class that you see on our schedule, we would like for you to come in and give it a try and see how you like it. See how you connect with the teachers, connect with our environment. Like I said, we want to create a safety net for the dancer and the parent as well. So it allows the parent and the dancer to come in, get a feel of our atmosphere, meet all of our staff members, and then see if their child would like the class and continue for the rest of the season. We
Mhm.
do performances throughout the year. And
Okay.
if you are in that class and you stick around and you register, your child is guaranteed to perform with whatever we have going on in the community.
Okay. Okay. Well, we've talked about her dance school, but I didn't actually give you the name of it. It's Symphony Q Academy of Dance. So let's talk about this Nutcracker.
Yes.
Let's talk
Nutcrackers.
about it.
Yes.
I
So
like how you spelled it too.
yeah, I had to put our little swag on there so people know
Yeah.
we're not the only ones in this area that do Nutcracker. So I try to differentiate, so people will know which one they're attending because we always
Mhm.
happen to do this Nutcracker at the same time.
Mhm.
So, I don't want people confused. So I say, hey, put our logo in it. They know which one they coming to.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
yeah. So it's just the Nutcracker with the Q, and we basically keep this classical form, and it's everybody that come and see it. It's just amazing to see black bodies on stage in an elegant way. And then it's this whimsical ballet and fairy tales, and it is open to the family. And so it's something that's so enchanting to you, the child, no matter the age. And people, we let them leave feeling that holiday twinkle and joy.
Mhm.
And we
Mhm.
always have a twist where you take a little snow home, because there's snow scene, which is gorgeous, by the way. Where there you
Mhm.
have the dancing snowflakes, and then at some point you're gonna start seeing snow falling over your heads, and everybody's getting snowed on. So
Yeah.
that's something that we like to leave people going home with a little bit of the show. So yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, we do this at Alabama Shakespeare Festival.
Mhm.
That's a local theater here that does wonderful shows. They have been so gracious to us and helping us out throughout this season for anything that we need. So, having it at a beautiful theater is a plus for us, and we're so grateful and thankful to have them be a part of our circle.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to talk about the other part, what I'm really excited about. I actually didn't even pull the link. I have to go back and pull it when we get through. Let me
Uh-huh.
pull this one off. Now, first of all, let me tell you, everybody, the reason why I had her talk about all of this wonderful stuff she's doing down there is because she's going to be a recipient of the Her Awards Arts Award in her community. And I wanted to make sure I talked about all the great stuff she's doing before she gets her award. So those of you who are in the area, or if you're just interested in going, it's going to be September the 20th in Montgomery, Alabama. And I'm gonna pull the link while I got you on the phone. While I'm still talking. I'm gonna still talk about it. It's gonna be in Montgomery, Alabama, and she's going to be receiving that award. And I would love for those of you who are in her community who may not have gotten your tickets yet. This is an opportunity for you to go. There is a virtual ticket. Maybe you can't go, but you want to make sure you see her get her award. So I have put that in the chat, that jot form in the chat for you to go in and you can purchase your tickets. If you want to see it virtually, you want to see her get her award. If you're in the area and you can attend, go ahead and purchase your ticket. But I think I think it's phenomenal. And what I want to know is, so when you got the call, what did you think when you got the call?
So I got the call. I was in Europe. I'm studying my
Wow.
master's. Yes. So I'm studying my master's at Hollins University. I'm getting my MFA. And
Mhm.
every summer, my first summer was this past summer. We went to Bulgaria to study. So
Okay.
I was there, and I actually caught it later because we're overseas and stuff. My phone is acting crazy,
Mhm.
and I saw it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to respond to this. Like I was past the deadline and everything, so I was just praying and hoping that I still had a spot to be a part of this wonderful, wonderful event with all these beautiful women. So I reached out, and I got on my phone, and I started sending them emails, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I didn't miss it. So yeah, I was super excited and super grateful. And I told my husband and my friends stuff, and everybody was just so floored with the whole experience. And I will tell you this, not only will I be receiving an award, but there's also a performance that my company dancers will be performing for everybody at the award ceremony. So we've been
Oh, that's
preparing for that and we're super
exciting.
excited.
That is
Yes,
so exciting. That
yes,
is
yes. So you
great.
guys get to see, what I do and how I train, and my company dancers are excited to perform for everybody as well. So
Okay, that
yes,
is so. I am so happy for you. That is good, and that gives great exposure for your school and your dancers. That is so awesome.
yes.
So first of all, I want to thank you for joining me. We are right at the 25-minute hour. Like I said, I promised to keep you on time. um, I just want to, I thank you for being here. I'm excited about what you're doing with the kids in your community. I look forward to seeing you do more. Seeing it would be great to see you on a national stage with your dance company somewhere soon, or even in the Charlotte area. Hey, ladies, those of you who are watching, make sure you reach out to her so you can get a guest choreographer to come. Please reach out to her.
Absolutely.
Reach out to her. Again, we are so honored to be able to have you here with us and you to receive that award. And again, if you are interested in attending, there is a link in the chat for you to buy the virtual ticket or an in-person ticket. You can actually, maybe you're in the area and you want to be a vendor. You can actually be a vendor as well. You can buy a whole table because I know all of y'all want to come and see her and you want to celebrate her. So get a whole table. But I wanted to know, did you have any closing remarks you have for us?
No, I just wanted to, thank you for allowing me this opportunity. And I really hope that this can open doors, not just for SCAD, but for the students.
Mm-hmm.
It just anytime we take sponsorships for those students, we travel a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
that can get costly for these girls and boys. So, and we're taking anything if you want to help. If you want to pour into a student, buy them some point shoes, to help them
Mm-hmm.
out so they can continue this craft. We're also accepting that. So I'm just thankful for this opportunity and I am just grateful to be here.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you so
appreciate
much.
you and I wish you the best. I will not be there. I have a business trip, but this was really good for me so I could actually get to talk to you and share it with everybody in our community. And we look forward to hearing more from you, okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, and you have a good rest of your night. And thank you, everybody. Those of you who watched, if you're watching the replay, you will not see the red live button, but please leave a comment after you watch it so that we know that you are there so we can say hello to you and thank you for participating in this time together. And you guys have a great rest of your evening. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.